Hello and welcome to another episode of Atomic Vinyl Reviews. Today I'm going to be doing a follow-up video to my trailer reaction for Godzilla, City on the Edge of Battle, which was my last video that I posted. In this video I'm gonna sort of be going through some of the theories and ideas that I came up with last time, because I've had about 24 hours to go through that trailer again and sort of process it a bit more, look at it a bit more closely, and I've heard some rumors and stuff online, and I figured there was enough there that it warranted sort of to go back and flesh out my first video a bit more. And also, now I'm filming it with my proper fancy gear, so it should be a nicer video, blah blah blah. Without further ado, let's get back into that trailer and see if we can't dish out a few more little hidden gems and secrets in that thing. So, I'm gonna cut to that in a sec. Alright, so just like last time, I'm here on the first couple of frames of the trailer, and we're gonna go through this, and again I'll be pausing it and all that as we go through. You know, I recommend seeing my first video, of course, before watching this, because I'm not gonna go through all the same stuff as last time, but I will definitely add to some things that I brought up in the first video. So, oops. Going back to the start here. Obviously, again, this is all the same stuff from the end of the first film, where Haru gets knocked out. Now here we've got these people, soldiers in the forest. Obviously, they find something in the forest, and in the first one I kind of missed it, but here, if you look really closely, there is a frame where you see that they're actually one of the twin fairies, you could call them, or the Rei Mononoke is what I call these characters, because again, as I said in the first video, they look a bit like Rei from Evangelion, and they also have a very Princess Mononoke vibe about them. So here we go. Let's see, movement detected, weapons detected, and there was that little, there we go. You can clearly see right there is one of the Mononoke fairies, twin fairy characters, carrying the bow and arrow, as we see later in the trailer. So they're shooting. Obviously they get her on the ground at one point, and then she just jumps up and freaks them out. Don't know what that says. And here we have the Earth civilization, a bunch of old people being all wise and mysterious by the looks of it. This guy here has his face uncovered, but all the rest of these people seem to have their faces covered, apart from him and the two twin fairy characters. So that's interesting. I guess these people are just like faceless extras. Maybe the movie is just being self-aware and just really knows that a lot of the characters are just faceless extras. Or maybe it means something. Who knows? But, you know, we have all this text up here. It's hard, I think it's some sort of runes, might be based off Japanese. Might be Japanese, hard to tell. They're obviously like captured there. Let's just go a frame back. Yeah, they have like, they're obviously not like friendly visitors, because they're surrounded by people with knives, even though there's only like 3 or 4 people with weapons around them, and there's like 10 of them here. They're still captured, which is kind of funny. But it looks like they're in some big cave, because this doesn't look like an opening. And the writing there on the runes, yeah, that doesn't look very, looks more like kind of a mix of runes and Japanese up in the top here. But much bigger, it looks much bigger in this scene than before, unless the fairies are like tiny now, but I doubt that. And Now, what they're saying here, like, I'm not sure where this comes up, but again, like, don't watch this if you don't want spoilers, because this whole trailer is pretty spoilerific, if you ask me. And I heard some rumors that what it turns out these characters are actually saying in Japanese. I'll just find a better frame. There we go. What they're saying, probably in this scene, because I'm not sure in what scene, but I've heard that it translates to Godzilla killed their god, and then there's something about an egg. So, if that is true, again, I don't speak very fluent Japanese. I know a couple of words just from, you know, baka. But, if that is true, then obviously Mothra, like, no doubt. And that would be cool. I'd like to see Mothra, like I said in the first one, just because Monster Planet seemed so devoid of monsters. Like, there was the Servum, but they're just like, they all look the same, they're kind of generic, meh. Godzilla was cool, but it was like a whole planet, and just like 2 of him. And, I don't know, the jungles could have been more interesting. Like, if you watch something like, again, like I keep bringing up Nausicaa, that jungle, that one was thriving, it was dynamic and interesting with the kind of life they had on it. But in Monster Planet, it was a pretty boring jungle, and the visuals were a bit bleak. That was just my opinion. I like the movie though, but there was some big flaws in it. But going back to this, so that's the first major thing that I'm making this video for, is that pretty much Mothra confirmed, I'd say. I mean, look, like I mentioned in the first film, look at their like Mothra antenna hair, and there's 2 of them, and whenever there's twins in a Godzilla movie, Mothra, you know. Anyway, let's keep going. Don't know what that says. And now you hear them say nanometalura, whatever, in nanometal in Japanese, basically, as we see a caption later. So, looks like they're studying something here. This could, like, I speculated that this was something about Godzilla's structure, nanometal, but it could also be something to do with Mechagodzilla and the makeup of that creature, because there's a lot of, they bring up nanometal in this next section if you listen a lot, and there's a lot of images of Mechagodzilla. So there's something that I also kind of changed my mind about. Also, this screen, what I think is going on is you can see this green screen here, I just noticed. If we go back, I spent a little while analyzing this screen here and being like, okay, what's all this? But it might be the same screen. And that weird organic thing that we saw, that I was talking about in my last video, might actually be whatever is floating in this little glowing hole here. So if we just cut back, yeah, there's like all this weird stuff around here, behind this laser screen, and they're like obviously analyzing it and saying nanometal. So I'm gonna speculate that this could be Godzilla or could be Mechagodzilla. I mean I'm on the in-between at the moment in that theory, but again, if you guys can speak Japanese, you obviously have a better grasp on what's going on than I do. But I don't know, this little area right here, if you can see my mouse kind of fluctuating, does look very Godzilla-y. It looks like Godzilla's spines or some sort of organic tissue. But maybe Mechagodzilla is a cyborg like Kiryu, so who knows? Let's keep going. Oh, they said something about nanometaru again? And here we have Mechagodzilla in the background, or at least some sort of mech. So yeah. And then we got Metfi's there saying something. Korewa. And that looks like Mechagodzilla waking up, as we brought up before. Nothing new about this scene really. Got a little command center, I guess, in like the abandoned warehouse. And okay, so this is definitely at least like 90% sure this is Mechagodzilla, because whenever they brought up Mechagodzilla, this is what they show. This weird thing that looks like the Millennium Falcon as its head. I don't know. I'm not a fan of this design, but I don't feel like I've seen it properly yet, so it's hard to say. But if we keep going, something about Mechagodzilla. General action, the fairies, and here we go. So this here, I speculated that it is Mechagodzilla, but the more I sort of looked into the trailer and thought about it, I think this is another one of the little mini mechs, a little Gundam or whatever. So the main reason I think this is because later in the trailer, you'll see that there are at least 3 of these things. And I mean, we only get to see them next to Godzilla as the only sort of thing we accurately have a size for at the moment. But being that Godzilla is so huge, I can't really estimate as to how big these things are. They might be 50 meters tall, or they might be 100, or they might be 25. Because, I don't know, I don't have like a mental scaling for this Godzilla yet. He's just that massive, but maybe they're just a bunch of Mechagodzillas and they just look weird like this, but you know, you see here it's got these feathery wing shapes here and up here, and the pink and the just, you know, you see it from a few different angles later, and you know that this is the same thing that we see 3 of when Godzilla's like stomping later. So we'll cut to that. There we go. There's 2 of them. I think I saw another one over here. Oh no, there's one here on the bottom right, and over here a bit above it, just a frame before, there might have been a servum or another one. So oh no, there's that 3rd one. No, there was nothing. So there's 3 of those at least. And yeah, it looks a bit different to that Mechagodzilla that we saw before, but similar, like so similar in this kind of murky trailer, it's hard to tell. And what's that? Don't know what that means. Exif? So that's the aliens? Human. So Exif. Hold on. Ningen. That would read. That's another Japanese word I know. Human. And ooh, let's see. There's one just there we go. Bistaludo. So that's the 2 alien races. That was just a second. I'm just trying to get every frame here because there's a lot of little hints there. But what I'm guessing here is that the other names besides Bisaludo, Exif, and Human are to do with the fairies or the humans that are still living on Earth. Maybe they're like a different race now because it's, you know, been 20,000 years on Monster Planet. So that's basically, long story short, of what I'm trying to do by going through these frames, is kind of see what they're implying there. So Human, Belisuludo, I don't know how to pronounce that, it's a weird name. Yeah, okay, so he's cutting ahead because I'm gonna go back and keep trying with those names, but that's different shape too. Sorry about that, I don't know what happened. Different shape to the Mechagodzilla. Sorry about this again. Have to reload it. Actually, since we're in an analytical mood, STATUS status ACTI active. Okay, that's all that says. Hotao. don't know how you pronounce that. But that could be the fairies. There we go, Visudo human. And I swear there was something else like that I missed. Human, Visudo, Exif. Oh, okay, that's all of those. So Ho Tau Ho U Ta U. Those are probably the people on the Earth. And there we go, Godzilla looking all awesome. And not much more to say there, but I guess he's gonna be attacking the human base just by the looks of it. Because, you know, it shows the scenes of the base shooting and then it cuts back to him. And then we got our Exif friend Metphys here. What's he holding there? Don't know, just his fist, I guess. Okay. We'll take a closer look at those. Tell it. Oh, that was the first one at the bottom. Nanometal, intelligence, evolution, extinction. You can infer a lot into that. I mean, we don't have enough context to know yet. But then it cuts back to the Mothra fairies. They say something, and then okay, this was another scene that I was wondering what was going on. So we got some sort of control thing. It looks like it's in a cave, so it might be the same cave where the fairies in that civilization was. No idea what's going on with the computer here, but it looked like we were gonna get an interracial kiss between Metphys and Haruo. But what I noticed looking closely is it's either he's going for his cheek or he's whispering something to him. But, you know, it could still be that. I don't know. Like, I mean, it's weird because he cut to an actual kiss a second later, so... Could just be misleading or it could just be intentional, but you see, he's already kind of past his lips here, so he's going this way. But, you know, Metphys being Metphys, I wouldn't put it past him if it was either way. But let's keep going. Senpai, that a lot of weebs like me would know what that means. It kind of like means you're sort of superior. It's like sort of a ranking thing. So she obviously sort of sees him as a superior, or like he might be her commanding officer. And I'm not sure what else she's saying, but obviously she seems to like him here. Watashi no Kiru something? I don't know. And here you see, this is where you see these things right next to Godzilla. And obviously they're saying some stuff which could be leading a lot of clues, but I have no idea again. And these things, you know, they're right next to his foot and they look pretty tiny, so I'm guessing they're smaller than a regular Godzilla size. It's hard to say, because, like, you know, this one's 300 meters tall-ish. A little over, I think, actually. So Shin Godzilla would be about a third of this guy's height, and 54 would be, like, less than a sixth or something, so... it's hard to tell. And obviously we got the whole burning Godzilla, sort of Shin Godzilla glow to him, which is obviously he's massive, so he's probably retaining a lot of heat and energy, and yeah. And this scene... Okay, that's the end. Another thing was his atomic breath earlier. So he's charging up, it's firing off to the left. And here I kind of missed it by like a frame, but just the way these expand out, and this one's constant. instead of it, my theory earlier was that it could have been like Shin Godzilla, where he's got multiple ones coming out of his back and going up into space, while this one here was coming out from the center here and going out this way. But yeah, I've kind of confirmed just by, looking at it and not being retarded that it actually goes this way and then expands out from whatever it's hitting here. So I'm guessing it's either hitting the human base or Mechagodzilla or something. Well, something with a shield at least, kind of like Godzilla has. And lots of little destruction points. There we've got a nice image of Servum. So is he going for the girls, or I don't know. There's something under him here. It's hard to tell what. Maybe he's just been shot, it looks like. Or some spikes going through Servum. So what we can assume is that Haruo and female number 1, again, I don't remember her name, I'm sorry. 2 of the pilots of these little mechs, I'm gonna call them. I don't know, it shows the people back in space, but we don't know if they're gonna do anything or not. They're saying a lot of stuff very clearly, so if I knew a bit more Japanese, I could probably make it out, but I have no idea. And yeah, I think I'm gonna leave this here because I've gone through like those main points that I wanted to bring up and kind of looked at those little words more. So I already forgot what that the 4th species was, because we have the Exif, Bilisudo, and humans, and then we had the which I'm assuming is the Earth people or the Twin Fairies or something like that. And yeah, that's it for this video. Again, let me know what are your thoughts about this trailer, and like if you have any don't try and spoil the film in the comments. Like if you've read something else somewhere else, like that's like an obvious super spoiler, don't put it there. But if you've inferred something from the trailer or it's like a theory, I'd love to hear about it actually. So do be sure to post that down there. And my phone's ringing, so it's a good place to say, what is it? May all your vinyl be irradiated vinyl. Over and out.